You know what's changed with the youth of today? They don't go out as much as we did, I reckon.
Uh-oh.
Do you reckon?
We're sounding old. Here we go.
Well, I said my son's 20, and I'm like...
They don't go out as much?
I don't reckon they do. Because you know why? If we wanted to meet people and hang out with our friends, we had to go out.
Yep.
Because there were no computers.
Yep. So
now I said to him, like, what are you going to do on Saturday night? Oh, I'm just going to stay at home and talk to my friends online and play some computer games with them. Is that a Saturday night?
That's not... I don't...
Remember our Saturday nights? They were epic. Do you remember them?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we would meet in the shared house we were living in.
Yep.
We watch Hey Hey It's Saturday.
Oh, fantastic.
This is like the mid-'80s.
Yep.
Mid to late 80s. A whole group of us would gather. There'd be boys and girls. And then we'd all watch Hey Hey It's Saturday. Red Faces would finish. And we'd head out the door.
Yep.
And we'd go and see a band most Saturday nights.
Would someone drive?
Yeah, there'd be a few cars.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So you go to a band. Would you venture to see a band or whatever is on at the pub?
No. It'd be
you seek one out.
Destination.
Yeah.
If, like the bands that we like the Church or Sunny Boys or local bands. Tend not to be cover bands, more original stuff. And then we go to the band, right? You'd have fun there. A few drinks, then you'd kick on to maybe a nightclub.
Wow.
If you wanted to.
Yep.
Have a dance.
You wouldn't go like Inflation or anything like that, would you?
Occasionally, once or Inflation.
Inflation, and what was the one down the Woolshed one?
Never got into that. Never got into that.
What was that one called?
Yeah, there was the Woolshed.
Or something like that.
And there was the Hippodrome and the Tunnel. In Melbourne,
God.
King Street.
Oh.
Yeah, we stayed away. You're right. We stayed away from most.
I
of those
never
places.
felt like I had enough cred to get into those places.
No,
whenever I walked in, I went, "I'm not as cool as these people."
I never got into the Tunnel.
I've never been to the Tunnel.
I've never been to see people like do it Brera and just getting straight in. Straight through footballers.
And as soon as I get in, there's a vibe. I go, I don't like this.
But I preferred bands. But we'd also go to more sort of alternative nightclubs like, Thrash, the Fringe Club, which played music that we liked. You know what I mean? And so...
You were quick onto the dance floor. Were you, being three boys, were there girls in your group?
In the shared house we lived in, there were two girls living there. So there were three boys, two girls at most times. It changed a bit. But they're always girlfriends, sisters, friends, hanging out.
So your relationship with women was okay.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Yeah. See, mine wasn't too bad. So mine was slightly different. Yes, in winter I would probably go up to the DeMarco's, up to the pub, and see the band Bluestone get up on the dance floor. It was more.
Where's DeMarco's? Where's that?
That's in Essendon.
What about the Grand Hotel? I remember going there.
Around that area. No disrespect to people who live around there. There were some tough pubs. There were pubs that were, But on Saturday nights it was different because when it got to 10 o'clock, you couldn't stay past 10 o'clock unless you had a meal. That was the law. So you'd have to go up to the...
Oh, and they used to serve a basic meal, didn't they?
A basic meal.
Yes.
It might be like a couple of fish fingers and some chips.
Yes, I remember that.
It was like legal food as opposed to real food. And yet everyone would sit down and eat and then eat their food. And then the lights would go back down again, and you're backing into the dancing ramp. And you didn't really mind because you're going, I don't mind. I'll have some fish fingers.
Yeah.
I'll have a few chips. I'll have a party
So
pie.
funny. Yeah, well, we used to, before we moved into the inner city, we lived in the outer east of Melbourne, Mitcham, Ringwood, and we would go to the local nightclubs there and bars and stuff, but they were rough.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the Dorset Gardens, the Dirty Dorset. They'd have cheap bands there, like good bands. Like, I saw the Machinations, the Reels. Anyway, good bands. Saw a guy break a bottle over another guy's head.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Like bikies fighting.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It's really scary. Yeah.
But I was trying to think of one of the epic Saturday nights I had.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Grand final, 1990, Collingwood won.
Yep.
Right. Now, I was not into football at that stage, but all my mates in the shared house were, right? So we went and saw a band. Then we ended up at the Lounge nightclub in the city. And
the Lounge.
Remember the Lounge? Yeah. And so we were...
Pretty cool, the Lounge.
We were probably drunk by that stage. And so Noddy... There he goes. He's appeared again. Had smuggled a football in. And so we got on the dance floor and started kicking the football to each other.
Fantastic.
So we got kicked out, right. Now, I was meant to meet my girlfriend at the time at home at the shared house because she was working the MCG. I was meant to meet her, but there were no mobile phones.
So you couldn't tell
And
me.
I was just on a bender with Noddy and those guys. And so we got kicked out of the lounge. Then at the bottom of the lounge stairs, I saw a girl called Sana who I went to uni with.
Uh-oh.
And she's like, we're going to go to a party in Brighton.
Yeah.
So I went back with her. Then it got really late. I split up from Noddy and the boys. I was with Zana and her friends, Brighton girls.
Mm.
Great party. Then I'm like, all the trains had stopped. It was like 1 a.m. So I goes, come back to my house. Nothing happened. We were just friends. And I ended up slipping into her little sister's bed. right, which had all teddies in it, right. Then she woke me up at like 7:30.
Said, you got to go, you got to go.
You got to go because Nana's coming over to pick me up to go to church. So I go hung over to the railway station. I got to get the train back to my shared house, walk about a mile. I walk in, and my girlfriend's sitting on the bed, and she goes, "You don't care about me and my relationship," and splits up with me. Now, hey, that's a Saturday night. My son playing computers at home, that's not a Saturday night. That's a Saturday night.
Listen,
kids.
Take some risks. Go out there.
Yes.
Do some weird. That's
a Saturday night.
That is a podcast. That is a podcast that we get people sending in stories of Saturdays, notorious Saturday nights. Don't get me started. All things are popping into my head. I didn't want to cut into your story. All things are cutting into my head.
Oh, I remember hitchhiking. I remember alcohol. All sorts of stuff.
I went to a thing at Inflation, which was a sex party. It was like it was a fancy dress sex party. It had to come as and back then it was like full on.
That's a Saturday night.
A Saturday night.
That's a Saturday night.
That's the catchphrase for the. That is a Saturday.
That's a Saturday night. Not staying at home and going online with your friends.
Welcome to Somehow Related. Now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
We're on the podcast. Should we just get our topics? We're going to get 2 topics and work out how they're related.
2 topics that are somehow related. Interesting how we came up with that name.
Somehow related.
Is there any alternate topic we could have called it?
Yeah. Something in common.
That sounds like it should be on the ABC.
Yeah. So welcome to Something in Common.
Hello. Welcome to Something in Common. Cotton balls and knitting.
Yes, give us a call. 1300 222 774. We've got Reese from Camberwell. Reese, what do you want to say? Oh, yes. I know the connection.
Can I just say...
What about the connection is made?
Oh, nothing's better than somehow related.
Somehow related is good.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Did you ever have
related.
Have you ever had people come out of the woodwork because of your fame, and they've said to you, "We're somehow related"? You ever had that? I've had that.
No,
people said to me, "Oh, we are related somehow." Through second cousins and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
And I'd be going, "Yeah, right. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it." So somehow related. But this is not about a family tree. This is about 2 things random topics. We have someone who doesn't work for us. I don't know, do we work for Sam or does Sam work for us?
She finds the topics.
I think we work for her. Because I know that if we ever sell any advertising on this show, the checks always go to her.
Yeah, and she takes a cut.
She takes... How much does she take?
33%.
33%? Sam, I don't know.
Come on, Sam.
Just, she throws the topics out there, then sits back.
Yeah.
And then comes back with an informative answer at the end. I'm not complaining.
No.
I'm not complaining. We love you, Sam.
Good on you, Sam. All right, well, what are the topics? Give them to us.
Game of Thrones and Ikea rugs.
Oh. Well, I love Game of Thrones.
She sounded a little bit miffed there.
Yeah.
I was a bit hard. No, Sam,
harsh,
don't get me wrong. We love you. Just 33%. It's a bit high.
It's true. Normally it's 15%, isn't it?
About 15 now. Yeah, she's taken double.
Oof.
Yeah.
Rip off.
IKEA rugs. Okay, here's a question. Have you got an IKEA rug in your house?
Yes, got several. They're kind of like a woven... It's not good. You know what? They're great looking rugs, earthy kind of colours. What's not great is that the cat vomits on them. And you know what? And we got it. We'd had it for one day. Well, the cat has a poo on it.
What sort of rug was it? Because ones that are quite long look like grass.
Yes.
And the cat's gone scratch, punch one out. Job one, well done.
Less than a day it was out.
And you rub that and you rub it in. How did you clean it, by the way?
You got to remove it as much as you can with a paper towel or whatever, and then bicarb sober on it.
Yeah.
Let it dry, and then you vacuum it.
And here's a tip. If you go, I just can't get that brown bit there, cut it out.
Oh, yeah.
Just
good idea.
If it's short, I'm talking about the shake pile.
Yeah,
I'm talking about shake pile.
They're kind of like a woven. They look like grass.
They don't cut a hole in your rug, don't get me wrong, but you go, I just can't get that one there. Anyway, I'm going to say rectangular.
Yep.
I'm going to say it's in the beige range.
Spot on.
Yep. I'm going to say no tussles on the either end.
Spot on.
Yep.
And Kieran's also bought some colourful round ones for the bedroom. She loves a rug. Women love rugs.
Yeah.
They love rugs.
Trip point. It's a trip point. Have you got into that sticky tape?
No, I haven't stuck it down.
If you put it, because you put a rug on a polished floor, accidents will happen.
Sorry. Yeah, we do have. Yeah, we do.
Sticky tape.
In the hallway. No, we have.
Double side.
No. We have like, what are they called? Runners? You know, they're like a mesh thing you put beneath the rug.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
It's like a little fine sticky material thing.
Rug won't slip. Because if you come with an armful of groceries and you step on that the wrong, boom, bang, you're knocked out. You're dead before you know it. And here's the other thing. Did it have a name? You won't remember. It'll be called like a
Erkstone or something.
Yeah, Erkstone.
Erkstone. You've got rugs in your house, haven't you?
Yes, but they're not like here. We've got
beach house? We got rugs in the beach house.
I think we have. We might have. Because, you can go to Ikea. Okay, they're very good. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, their rugs are good.
Yeah, their rugs are good. No, and then you get...
what are the options? Freedom Furniture? Get a rug from Freedom.
Which is more expensive?
Ikea, I reckon. Go to a rug shop?
Go to a rug shop, then you're going to get personalised service.
Rugs are big in Morocco. And when I went there years ago, there's heaps of rug shops. There's always a guy coming out offering you tea and wants to sell you a rug. You're like, well, I'm backpacking. How do I get a rug home?
I remember seeing bands sometimes on different shows, whether it be Spicks and Specks or whatever, and they'd put a rug down.
Yeah, they do. They put a rug down. Yeah.
Get over yourself.
I think there's a reason for that, though.
Is it for the sound?
Yeah, it might be for the drums.
Really?
Occasionally you'll get like a band playing a sitar or something and they need to sit on the floor. They'll put a rug down.
I reckon, and there was usually that was a type of, is it Persian rug?
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, everyone in their lounge room had a Persian rug.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
And you'd go get them from the market and you'd roll them up, either tied to the roof of the car.
Yeah.
Or you would have to walk through the market like one each end. Well, maybe you could do one halfway. You just didn't want to put a kink in it.
Well, the thing is, we grew up in houses that were cold, and rugs add a bit of warmth.
Yes, Melbourne winter. We do this show in Melbourne.
You love a rug.
You love a rug. So what are there? There's runners. There's handmaids. Are there outdoor rugs? No, there's not. That's a blanket. Yeah, ones I don't like.
Yeah,
dead animal rugs.
Yeah, they're not good.
Even if they simulate a dead animal, they go,
not great. What about a novelty rug?
Oh, like the Simpsons? Or, or you're like...
what about a doormat? Is that a rug? Kind of.
What about the ones that are under the toilet?
Oh, they're awful.
Aren't they awful?
They
wrap around the toilet.
Oh, they're not good.
And we all know why we're there.
They're not good. There.
Just clean up as you go. You don't have
they're going to be washed. They're going to be washed regularly. Yeah, old ladies used to have that. And remember the furry seat cover too that matched?
Yeah. I'll tell you something else. Maybe it's a cliche, but you often see in movies when they murder someone, they roll them up in a rug.
It's true.
Why do they do that?
I suppose garbage bags, not as good.
So if I was to kill you now...
Is there a rug here?
I don't have a rug.
There's no rug.
But having said that bit of floor over there, they've got carpet there, then they've got tiles. I could drag you out to the car through there.
Don't think about it too much. People will see you.
I could back the car up here.
I'm pretty heavy. I mean, I've lost weight, but I haven't lost that much.
But on that floor, I could drag you as a dead body.
Be hard, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
It must be hard getting rid of a dead body.
That's why shallow graves exist.
Because you dig a little bit and then you go,
Greg Fleet used to do that joke about, when they say on the news and the man's body was found in a shallow grave and the murderer's home going, oh, fuck, have I spent 4 hours digging that? Shallow grave.
I don't know what else we can say with rugs. They are, for older people, a tripping point.
And it's also a great nickname for a wig. Is he wearing a rug?
He is too.
Someone said to me the other night, is he wearing a rug, you reckon? I'm like, I don't know. It's a good one.
As much as I spot it, I automatically feel a bit sorry for them. Because they go, there's something that doesn't make you feel good, and you've attempted to cover it up, and then you meet that person again some years later, and they would have embraced it and have gone the bald, and you go, you look fantastic. You've embraced it.
I know. I was out somewhere, and I was talking to a guy, and he goes, yeah, how old are you? And I said, oh, yeah. And he goes, oh, I'm a similar age. I said, well, we look good. He goes, yeah, we've both got hair. And then he walked off, and the other guy goes, oh, it's a rug. So he's bought his hair.
Well, the people have good ones, you don't notice them.
Especially these days.
You go, I didn't know that guy was bald. I mean, there's a comedian.
Well, David Strasman I toured with a lot, and now he's embraced his baldness. But we would go on tour, and I remember at a nightclub a girl saying to him, "How do you stick it on?" I'm like, "What's he talking? What's she talking about?" I don't even know.
No, I didn't know. Well, Bert Newton was like that,
and he said double-sided tape.
Bert Newton would always, his hair would look fantastic, but then he embraced it and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's just a wig.
It's a wig.
It's a wig, and I'll put it on for the telly."
Fair enough.
If my hair was falling out, I too would feel quite self-conscious.
Would you get the plugs? Like you see people like
no,
there's comedians with them.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I know there was a warm-up guy at Channel 7 who had plugs, and he started bleeding halfway through the warm-ups. He started like going, "Okay, let's get that applause going," and the audience is going, "Who's going to say something?" He's got blood trickling down his forehead.
Been to hair replacement.
When you first hear about that, they go, "How do they replace your hair?" They drill a hole in your head.
Yeah,
and they put a little seed of hair in there, and then it grows over, and you get all these little seeds of hair. God.
Oh man.
Having said that,
yep.
If you are doing a character and you get to wear a wig, it is a very transforming. It really helps you. It really helps you get into character when you put any sort of wig on.
A wig on, yeah.
And also, too, with women these days, quite often they will have
extensions.
If you go, I find myself going, "God, your hair's long," and then I go, "Hang on,
that's an extension.
Second, hang on," and then I get embarrassed when I start looking for it. I go, "Glenn, stop looking.
Stop it!"
And then I see the bit where it's tucked in and the little things going. Oh, it starts there.
There's a hairpin,
and there it is. There.
Well, let's talk about Game of Thrones. I'm excited. Game of Thrones. You didn't watch it.
Well, as I said before, watched the first episode, heard about this thing. A guy had sex with his sister. The baby was born and he threw it out the window.
No.
Did I get that wrong?
No. They were in a big tower.
Did the guy have sex with his sister?
Yeah. And then one of the, is it their nephews or I don't know, one of them saw him and they pushed him out the window and he fell down and became a paraplegic, but he had extraordinary supernatural powers, that guy.
You've lost me at that point. You've lost me.
No,
anytime there are dragons involved.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the dragons either. The dragons weren't great. I mean, they're good in parts, but
it's just a cop-out. That's a cop-out. Because the dragon can override any storyline.
But there's just the whole storyline of the bastard son, Jon Snow. Yeah, it was great. Also in the first episode or the second episode, one of the main characters gets his head chopped off. Did you see that?
I didn't get to the second episode.
I think incredible.
Hang on. So what's so good about that? What's so good about that?
Starks? Well, it just sets off a whole trigger of events. So his family become kind of aimless and stuff. Yeah, they have to sort of regroup and stuff.
Is there a core story to
Sean Bean? That's who it is. Sean Bean.
Is there a core story that is ongoing, or is it just like a soap opera set in fantasy times?
It is a bit of a soap opera, but it's a battle between different lands and different families, basically. That's what it is.
Right, goodies and baddies.
Yeah. There's big battle scenes. There's romance.
Look, it's probably, if not the biggest, it is one of the biggest in history.
Yeah.
Is it the biggest, do you reckon? Biggest TV series in history?
Probably to this point, yeah. Oh, it's got some great characters.
Really?
Jon Snow, the bastard son, who gets sent to the wall to prove himself, kind of.
What's the wall?
Oh, the wall's great. The wall's up, say, at the top of England. It's sort of model on Hadrian's Wall, where they build a wall to stop the hordes coming in, like the Scottish people.
Right. Yep.
And so on the other side of the wall, the wildlings are all there, the crazy Scottish kind of people running around. Yeah, I know. It's all crazy. And so then, they're battling with them. The Lannisters, so there's his families. There's a Lannister family, and they're kind of in charge, and, Lannister always pays their debts. And that's where Tyrone is, the short guy,
Yeah.
He's very funny in it, so there's humour in it.
I know. I really like
He's great.
What's his name? Peter Dinklage or whatever.
Yeah, he's Tyrone. He's great.
Is he the favourite character in the whole series?
Yeah, but also Jon Snow. Everyone loved Jon Snow.
Everyone loved it. Was he sexy?
Yeah, good looking.
Was there a lot of sex in that show?
Yeah. Well, reading about it when you read, especially the Dragon Woman was always naked. And that was her first job out of acting school. She said.
So you sign up for the Game of Thrones, you're kind of saying, I'm going to get the gear out.
Yeah, and then towards the end, you notice she was getting naked a lot less, but her assistants had to get naked around her. You know what I mean? So she basically put her foot down and said, I'm not
doing it. I'm not doing
no
that.
more nudie scenes.
No more nudie. And violent? Is it violent?
Yeah.
When you said head got chopped off, did you see
Sean
the head?
Bean's head? Yeah. You see it roll into the barrel. I mean, it's been a while, so I'm just mentioning the Lannisters and the Jon Snow and all that. I'm getting flashbacks, but I watched the whole series and really enjoyed it. And it had real tension, and
You wouldn't watch it with a family though. You would watch it with the kids.
Not kids, no.
Too scary.
If you're an adult, you can watch.
So it would be mature audiences only.
And there were really bad people in it. Like Ramsay Bolton was just a mean, nasty piece of work.
You've watched every episode.
Oh, I loved it.
And did you watch it with Kieran?
Yeah, she loved it.
All right.
I don't like fantasy stuff, but it's all sort of set in medieval kind of times. There's a lot of knights and stuff, and
once you step over and you give in to the reality, you go with it. I hear what you're saying.
It's great because you'll be watching a scene. These battle scenes were unbelievable.
I get the feeling there's a lot of big people saying big speeches. Yeah. As I stand here, I look across the...
And they're always trying to kind of, someone like Ramsay Bolton was an evil, nasty piece of work. He was always trying to torture people in new and inventive ways. So you go, oh, gee, that was bad. What happened to him? And then you go, I'll just, hold my beer. And he off goes and does something awful.
Okay, so you're winning me over. Maybe I need to go back in.
There's like the different landscapes. There's forest, there's desert, there's the sea, there's the ice. Winter is coming. That was one of the great... They'd always say winter is coming.
I remember Ross Stevenson saying to me, because I said I've started watching Breaking Bad, and he said, I envy you because there is so much wonderful television that you haven't seen yet.
Oh, Breaking Bad was great.
Yeah. I'd like to think Game of Thrones could be like that. That I am one of the very few in the world that has... There are Game of Thrones people out there who've watched like me. I represent a small part of the people listening.
Yeah, of course. And also you had to pay for it too, so not everyone can afford to
see
Game
of course.
Of Thrones.
Yeah. What's it on here? It's on
remember.
Binge, is it on Binge?
Yeah, it might be. But it was kind of event TV where a lot of people were watching it,
Was there a mean queen or something?
Yeah. Oh, what was
There's always
name?
a mean queen.
Mean queen. Yeah, she was mean. But Tyrone was very funny. Peter Dinklage's character. He's like a smart-ass intellectual.
He is a great actor.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's got great timing, great presence, and a beautiful voice.
Great. He was in Peter Hellier's movie.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you said what movie did Peter Hellier do?
Remember he did a movie called... Oh, sorry, Pete.
Anyway.
He did a movie and he was in it. He played his mate, sort of.
Did you watch the final...
Yeah, the final episode wasn't great.
It's always hard, isn't it?
Let everyone down. Whereas, like when you think of like the final episode of Breaking Bad was quite good. The final episode of Mad Men was great.
Breaking Bad, I thought was... I mean, in isolation, when you look at it, it was a bit... Breaking Bad was incredible.
Yeah.
The stuff that was happening. But having said that, you give into it because you go, you know what? You've earned my trust.
Yeah, and the final episode of Seinfeld was disappointing.
Really disappointing.
Really disappointing.
The final show of MASH was good because they all went home.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Final show of the Comedy Company.
Don't remember that. I don't think anyone remembers that, do they?
Final show of Kath and Kim. It wasn't a final show.
No, it sort of went on, didn't it?
Final show, Russell Coit. Bring you
Still
back to
going.
me. Still going. Yeah.
Game of Thrones, no, it's a good TV show.
It's a very good TV show.
I read all about it. The two guys that did it were Irish guys.
Yep.
They met in Ireland at uni. One might be American. They'd never done a TV show before. They were authors and stuff.
Do you reckon there's been shows like that have sort of traded off since then, tried to be like...
Oh, yeah.
Has there?
Heaps.
They've tried to.
Yeah,
and it has
sword and sandals kind of shows, yeah. Yep.
Because when you look at the great shows like Breaking Bad and Sopranos and stuff, and people have attempted... I don't know. I mean, I should know, but I can't really tell the difference. If you were to read that script, you go, well, on paper, it's doing all the same things, but in reality, there's something magical about a really well-made television show. And it comes back to the script and it comes back to characters.
Yeah, the directing, the casting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've read your script. Your dragons, I don't know. They're not quite working for me.
Dragons? I suppose the good thing these days is that they can look real because of technology, whereas you did that 20 years ago. They look fake. They'd be puppets, but...
Yeah, but you look at the actor and they're always staring into middle distance.
No, they're looking at the green tennis ball.
The green tennis ball on some guy's head.
So that's a dragon. You're fighting a dragon. Yeah. That's a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Of course, there were significant weddings in Game of Thrones, which always... Yeah, there were some horrific weddings in...
Meaning bad or good or...
Bad.
Bad shit happened.
Oh, yeah. Right. The Red Wedding. You've heard of the Red Wedding? Where they... It was a revenge thing where they shot one of the families.
Maybe how about, are we nearly up to
I think we
music?
can talk about it, yeah. Well, I've always wondered, And I had this idea when we worked on that show that we can never remember the name of it, Open Slather. Who's the wedding planner for the Game of Thrones? And imagine employing him because he's had some shocking weddings.
You're meaning like
you go and see a guy.
So someone normal went to someone like that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're say like you're getting married and you come and see me and
you're
say
the Game of Thrones wedding.
Well, I'm a celebrity
That's good.
wedding planner, and my main work has recently been Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And really, that's horrific.
Can I be Mr. Normal? And
you're the groom.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
so we'll need the tinkle tinkle.
Do
you want dragons in the background? No, hang on. But where are you?
No. We're just normal people.
Are we? Are you
suburban Melbourne?
Oh, that's a shame because I would. But maybe could we have the wedding as well?
Yeah, we'll have the wedding as well.
Oh, that's good. So we could. So that means we could have some dragons later on. That's
sure.
good. That's good. That's good.
All right.
Okay. Tinkle, tinkle.
Hello, come in, sir. My name's Joel. I'm your wedding planner. I am the wedding planner to the stars.
Yeah, g'day, Joel. Look, I'm really excited.
Great.
I know you. I've heard that you are a wedding planner,
yes,
and that you have wedding planned to the stars.
Yes.
I myself have watched every episode of every series of MAFS, every wedding scene in MAFS.
Right.
I have a beautiful.
I didn't do MAFS.
Oh, okay. Well,
I did Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Let me explain to you. What my magical theory on what I would like for my wedding.
Okay.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a beautiful setting out amongst the trees under a really old tree with green grass and leaves on the ground and then some petals thrown around. And then I'm thinking a string quartet is playing as we walk down. Is this working for you?
Well, this is not dissimilar to when I married Sansa in Winterfell, which was a beautiful...
Oh, yes.
A beautiful winter setting with snow and thing.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she was marrying an asshole called Ramsay Bolton, and he tortured her. And she didn't want to get married. She was forced into the marriage.
So you're suggesting that my partner will torture me?
Yeah, is that what you're looking for? Are you looking for a Winterfell wedding?
No, torture's not real. I'm thinking more...
Well, the other one I did, this had a great impact.
Okay.
This had a great impact. Joffrey was getting married.
I like already... Because can I just say, I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Okay, well, Joffrey was getting married.
Okay.
He was like a prince or something. I don't know. Right. He was important.
Yep. He sounds lovely.
He was an asshole. And so everyone hated him.
Oh, okay.
But he's marrying a lovely girl. She didn't really want to marry him.
Lovely girl, was it?
Oh,
because
my
partner is really beautiful.
I'm sure. Beautiful wedding. But then...
She's a librarian.
Yeah. And then...
And she loves making desserts.
Well, what happened? Joffrey got poisoned at his own wedding and died. That was the crescendo of the wedding. Just died.
Again,
is that what you're looking for?
I'm hoping to live through it, and maybe.
Okay. All right.
Is that too much to ask?
Okay. Well, I've got another theme. We had the red wedding. Have you heard about this?
She loves red roses. Oh. I love red roses. I love the colour red. In fact, we're going to ask everyone who comes to the wedding to wear something red. This is working out perfectly.
Well,
yes, tell me more.
Well, in the red wedding, what happened was that two families were fighting, and it was a revenge thing.
What?
And so the groom was there with his family, and the bride was there.
Right.
And they were sort of inside a castle.
I love it. Yes, castle sounds good.
Theme. Yeah. But then they locked all the doors and closed all the windows, right?
Yeah.
And then archers were all up in the balconies. And they killed all the groom's family, just and chopped their head off. I think it was spectacular. It was one of my big ones.
Did you say killed all the
groom's family?
Groom's family.
That's you. But if you want, I'll just kill specific people. You know what I mean? If you just want, say, you don't like your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, I'll just a couple of arrows. I'll have a couple of archers up there, chop their head off. What do you think? It's a spectacular. People will talk about it. It'll be big on Instagram.
Is it added extras for the archers and stuff?
No, that's all part of the package.
It's all part of the package?
You get the church, you get the organ player, you get the reception afterwards, and I can chuck in a couple of archers, even a beheading if you want.
Can you guarantee death?
Oh, absolutely. They're very good.
And will the bodies been taken out just straight away? Because we wouldn't want to bring the vibe down.
Yeah.
Get rid of them, drag the bodies out, wedding continues.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so the ones wearing, we'll just say the ones wearing red.
Okay,
go for them.
Yep.
There's about 6 people. There's a couple of nephews, and there's a couple of uncles, and there's a couple of cousins
that you don't like.
No, I don't like at all.
Okay, well, great. Yeah. All right, let's put it into action.
Okay. waited a long time for this. I'm so excited I get to marry my beautiful partner. Her name is Meredith, and she's a librarian. Oh, what a wonderful day this is.
We are gathered here today for the marriage of Meredith and Tony. Marriage is a beautiful thing.
Going well so far. Keep it going. I promise to be a loving husband. Oops, another one. Oh, no, yep. Hang on a sec. That was the wrong. Second to the left.
Yes, we might need to take a break in the wedding to get rid of these bodies. Thank you.
Wow, I've got to say, I've never been married before, and oh, you just shot my wife.
Sorry about that, Glenn. Tony.
I said I do, and now she's gone. Well, you know what? I can live with that.
Wow, there we go. Can you believe that?
So he shot, I think the wedding planner, how many people he shot? About
8.
Eight people, and he shot his wife.
Not good. Yeah, catch up on Game of Thrones, Glenn. What is your answer?
So what is the answer? IKEA rugs and Game of Thrones.
Well, maybe there's...
I know what it is.
Maybe there's rug. Maybe IKEA sponsored Game of Thrones and their rugs appear in the show.
I reckon I've got this.
Yeah, go on.
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
We know that.
But I reckon in a certain family, all their names are named after IKEA rugs.
Oh, like Linkstorm and...
Yeah, like Lagstorm and Kidstorm and Tickum and
maybe,
Scrog
that could have been
Slog.
There's so many different names in the... Then again,
in IKEA, there's a lot of names. But if you're looking for...
Game of Thrones, there's so many names. So
yeah,
maybe
so
it's running out of
there's
names.
someone named... Because often when you go to IKEA, there's always something called Scrog.
Yes, Scrog.
Or a Scroggin.
Well, what is the answer, Sam?
Michelle Clapton, who designed the costumes, revealed the secret about the Night's Watch furs. These are actually IKEA rugs, she said, to applause. We take anything we can.
Wow.
I'm going to say, I reckon that's the best somehow related we've ever had.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
You know what? I like Kevin Costner in The Buffalo. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good
domesticated buffalo.
Yeah, because when we were having a go at Sam, we don't give her enough credit, I don't think.
That's a good one. I love it. I'm going to watch more closely now. Jon Snow, yeah, he had a big cape rug thing.
If you're at home now, Google images from Game of Thrones and look at their shoulders. It's just a rug.
See if there's a barcode or a price tag.
Hey, that's an idea I was just thinking. We need to have the Somehow Related Awards night.
Oh, yeah.
Best make-believe.
Let's not create too much work for us.
Most interesting topics. Sam's funniest moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave's biggest injury.
Yeah.
Glenn indulging in his Bayside world.
Who did Glenn offend the most?
Yeah, how's he let himself down?
Glenn's showbiz stories.
Dave's smells.
Yeah.
Not smells.
Glenn's biggest showbiz story name drop.
I think there's people would love to hear that.
Oh,
we should do it live, and we'll eat burgers.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We always have these ideas, but they never come to fruition.
Because it's
too much work.
Too much work, and just in fact,
hard enough doing this.
If people realise how hard we work to put this out, I hope they do realise that. I've been getting some great feedback, and we do need some more reviews.
Oh, you get on there and review. Yeah, cool.
Because apparently that helps us in the marketplace.
Yeah,
Keep on doing what we're doing.
Keep on reviewing.
And if you want to send in money, that's up to you.
Yeah,
if you want to send
cash.
in, or if you want to send in some free stuff, like clothes or like
vouchers.
Yeah, or if you're buying a pair of runners, buy two and send me a pair of runners. Or what would you like? You like
food, runners, shirt. Look, you don't know. We're right. We're fine.
Or if you're a tradesman and you want to come work on my house, I got plenty of jobs.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff going on.